Hello, everybody. I'm going to give people a few minutes to come on in here, and we're going to talk about Obama, the nerve of him to single out black men and tell them to vote for Kamala Harris. The nerve of him. Who does he think he is? I have a poll in the chat. If people want to respond to the poll. Hello. How you doing? So, we're going to listen to what the former president, Barack Obama, had to say to people like he's God, like black men are stupid and dumb if they don't vote for Kamala Harris. You know, they don't want to see a woman in the White House. Are you serious? So, let's listen to the video.
Just speak some truths if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome.
Hey, Cruising. Hey, Shatika.
And achieves the second highest office in the land. And is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act, so everybody's got help here.
Hey, young Riaz.
About things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting down? But, you know, because Putin might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house, in your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable. That's not it. This shouldn't even be a question.
Introducing the Wendy's Krabby Patty
So-
Collab Burger. It has fresh, never frozen beef.
First of all,
For it, square.
Barack, F you. Everybody was hyped up for you. Everybody thought that you were going to do something for the black community, and you did nothing for us. You not like us, and neither is Kamala. Okay? People, I'm the president, but from what I'm seeing, the speeches, she's a puppet. Okay? Her track record is not good with black people. Okay? And who in the hell are you to tell black men what they should do? When you were in office, you did not even speak out when Trayvon Martin was murdered. You didn't say anything. Who do you think you are to tell black men who they should vote for? They not your child. They not your child. I can't wait till this election is over with, because this is crazy. You have black men being targeted now by a former president who did nothing to help black people. Then we got a candidate that says she's not going to do anything that's only going to benefit black people. But you passed the Asian hate crime bill that helped Asians. This is America. People have the right to vote who they want to vote for? Who in the hell are you? Who are you? This is so funny and entertaining to me because the Democrats have come out in full force. They got their people that's shaming people if they say anything negative about Kamala Harris. They're being attacked. She's not like us. She didn't grow up like us, okay? So stop saying that. And neither did you. Did your grandparents pick cotton? Did your great-grandparents, did they have to go through the back door? This is the history of what black people went through in America. We couldn't vote. We were treated like dogs, hosed down, separate. I cannot believe he had the nerves to say this. Like, who are you? They're pumping up this lady. They're going all out of their way for him to single out black men is wrong. Just wrong. Who does he think he is? Because I say Barack Obama because you was not my president. You didn't speak on any black issues. And I'm sick of you people that say, oh, well, the Senate and oh, the Congress. Trump got in office and signed all kind of executive orders. The Democratic Party is being exposed for what they are, and they're not for us. We have voted Democratic and have gotten nothing. 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 The Democratic Party track record, you're right. Talk is cheap. Now, Kamala Harris said she wouldn't change anything that Joe Biden did. So you were in all of this high inflation that we're going through now? This is unbelievable. And people have the right to vote for who they want to. And who are you? You did nothing. You didn't speak on any issues when you were the president. The Democratic Party is being exposed for what they are. Again, if we're standing on the word of God, they've gone against that. Look at what's happening to the kids. Yeah, everybody was excited for you. Boy, we thought you were going to get, do something for us. And you did nothing. Exactly. The Democratic Party has showed me that they care more about migrants than they do the people that live here in the United States of America. Okay? And I have a problem with that too. Thousands of dollars being given to migrants. Visa cards, scooters, free housing, medical food. And you know how much people are getting from FEMA? $750. I need somebody to make that make sense. I'm trying to find another video. Yeah, the math ain't mathing. See, black people are waking up. They got all of these migrants over here to replace the black vote anyway. Hold on, I'm trying to find this video. Because there is a lot of backlash for him to tell black men to vote for Kamala Harris. And why would you not vote for her? She's had the same struggles. No, she hasn't. Look at her track record. I don't think anybody cares. Nobody cares. I don't care that she's not black. I don't care if she's married to a Caucasian man. I don't care about all of that. I want somebody that's going to keep this country safe, make sure the senior citizens are taken care of, make it an equal opportunity for people of all races, color, creed, political, religious views, everybody to be treated fairly.
You're thinking about sitting out, or even.
But for the nerve of him to just say that you're not a man because you're not going to vote for Kamala Harris, you're pathetic. You're pathetic. People have the right to vote for who they want to. You know, Kamala Harris was thrown in because it came out Joe Biden, you know, he's not all the way there. So they say, I don't trust none of them. Kept that a secret. You bring her in, she's a puppet. You know, she's following teleprompters. She doesn't answer any questions. She never answers any questions that she's asked. And this migrant situation is terrible. It's terrible. Hold on for a minute, y'all. I'm trying to find. It's another video. Oh boy, where is my guy? I am like you, Shatika. Both sides got me on the fence, looking up to the Lord for guidance. I don't know. America needs help from the Lord. I'm getting ready to share with you another video. Yes. Hold on.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock. Nice day out here today, especially for it to be October in Michigan. I know y'all got hurricanes. It's still hurricane season down there in Florida. But out here in Michigan, we get all 4 seasons, and I actually can appreciate that. You see the crane out there, you see the water. That's Canada over there, Detroit River. I like to come up here weather permitting. Well, I'm up here in either way. I like to come outside weather permitting to get my thoughts off and my prayers off. And a lot of times I'll just bring my iPad and my Apple Pencil and I'll sketch out my thoughts and my ideas and things that I want to accomplish. Reset my goals, all of that. But not what I want to talk to you guys about today. What I want to talk to you guys about today is my thoughts on Obama. I went on Fox News yesterday, as you guys already know, and I also dropped a blog that actually showcased exactly what he said and why it's disrespectful to men, let alone black men, to try to bully us and scold us, and to ultimately still stand a part of the Democratic Party, when we know after research and we know after listening to all of the word salad and the chameleon vibes that obviously not only is the Democratic Party not in the best interest of men, let alone black men, but it's not in the best interest of the American people. And so for some reason, they think that we stupid, and just because they got rich and they friends with these people, that we just supposed to keep them in power even though they don't serve our best interest. He never had a conversation about how her policies will work for us, how we will benefit, how it will be any different than it's been over the last 3.5 years. As a matter of fact, he didn't have to, because we heard her on The View. We heard her in all of these stupid interviews. And this is the thing that we kept pushing for. Hey, get her off of these platforms. It's allowing for her to stay scripted. Get her off of the teleprompter. Let the teleprompter glitch so we can see how crazy she is. Get her off of these simps platforms like All the Smoke and stuff so we can actually see who it is that we really dealing with. And when we did that, we got the real her in bits and pieces, but as you chopped it up, you could actually see what she was really believing and feeling about us, and you can add the full context. Now, the beautiful thing about Obama is that they think, and when I say they, I'm talking about the establishment, for some reason they're under this impression that he's our Messiah, because he was the first one that they voted in based off of identity politics. We're supposed to just automatically fall in line when Master Obama decide that he want to pop out, and he start having conversations about what's best for us. Help me to understand something. How come Chicago is so messed up? How come Chicago is facing a budget deficit of over $1 billion in one fiscal year? And how come Obama has never addressed the immigrant crisis? How come Obama never addressed inflation? How come Obama is just now popping out? He went from black hair to gray hair immediately, and now he's trying to tell us how we should move with our vote as men. And he didn't even approach us on some respectful type of stuff. He approached us like he was our daddy. He came at us and was like, yo, what y'all doing, who y'all talking to, and what's popping? It's a little loud in here. I don't want to even, I'm not going to do all of the music and stuff like that. We need to get straight to it, and we don't need no background music, no help in having our conversation right now. What made him think that we was just going to say, oh, yes, Obama, go ahead and rally us together and rile us up and bring us back into the corral? It's the same thing with all of these celebrities, but Obama is the final boss. For some reason, people think that because he was charismatic when he was in office and people was broke at the time because the second Bush had did such a horrible job, and he came to us and he said, listen, guys, get yourselves together and rally behind these women. And you know what the most disrespectful part about it was that he didn't just come over and say, do what I say, and don't pay attention to the optics and all of these other things. He also said that we was doing it because we don't rock with women and we don't want women to govern us. Well, he do got one thing right, is that I'm not by default going to pick a woman to govern me. That is against my beliefs, and I'm pretty sure that he don't have no beliefs. He don't have no real thing that he stand on, because his lasting legacy in most of our eyes, I don't know if he's aware of what the general sentiment is. He probably cut his phone off and he went and enjoyed all of his millions and he was making his Netflix documentaries, and God bless him. He mastered taking advantage of politics in order to really become a true capitalist and get to that bag. God bless you. But why don't you just go ahead and sit somewhere, bro? We don't want to hear what you got to say. We ain't interested in your disconnected view of what's really happening. Chicago, go and fix Chicago right across the street from your presidential library. You just don't hit the same. Listen, tastes change. And
hold on, y'all. That's the commercial. Hey, Jose.
And when we start doing the research, because hindsight is 2020, we realize that your lasting legacy is how you stood up for the alphabet community. And not only did you allow it to hijack all of the other things that we don't necessarily care for, affirmative action, civil rights movement was hijacked by the feminist movement. Feminist movement is now being hijacked by alphabet community movement. Alphabet community movement is going to be hijacked by the migrant crisis, because the cultural norms is going to change based off of the population. And so when you let 21 million people in over the border, over the very thing that Trump was fighting for, we supposed to just lay down? And people was going broke at the same time, and they was losing their homes, and y'all been promising everything. Y'all been in office the last 12 of the 16 years, and we just supposed to be like, yeah, you right, because you Obama. For what? We ain't even seen you. We don't even know who you are. Who are you? Where you been at, big dog? The whole country been suffering, and you just been hunkered down, and that's cool. You said, I'm retiring. I don't really want to be president for the United States of America visibly, but we don't even know if you the one that's been pulling the strings. Are you the one that's been running the White House? Because we know Sleepy Joe ain't been doing it. Kamala Harris says she's been involved in every single decision that's been happening in the White House since Joe took office. Okay, so let me know how it's going to be any different than it's been over the last 3.5 years. And the problem is that they losing. They getting absolutely destroyed. This election is going to be a wash. It's going to be a wash. Watch what happened. Watch how it play out. And mark my words. People not going no more. They not going. They said, we done with y'all. We done with the Obamas, man. We don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. We ain't interested in kicking it with you. We don't want to have no conversation. We experienced what you had to offer us. And we respectfully are saying no thank you. Hey, somebody get Obama off the campaign trail and tell him that it ain't hitting the way that he thought it was. He gonna go 0 for 2 for trying to throw women in front of our faces. First he tried to throw Hillary Clinton, then he tried to throw Kamala Harris, and now that he gonna lose that, he probably gonna try to throw, let me be quiet. That's neither here nor there. Shouts out to y'all for standing up for what y'all believe in and not allowing this man to continue to disrespect y'all, thinking that y'all some sheep. We can think for ourselves. We educated. We know what we want. We no longer simping out for these women. And we not voting for you just because you think that you deserve to be there. What's next? What is the next group that they gonna throw in front of us in order to push their agenda and align us with the Democratic Party similarly to how they trying to do the immigrants right now? What's the next group of people that they gonna take advantage of? We no longer going, big dog. We not. We gonna vote for the thing that's in our best interest. I'm no longer a part of the Democratic plantation, and I don't care who you throw, what celebrity. We don't cover these basketball players. We don't cover these entertainers, rappers, politicians. Y'all not famous to us no more. Y'all trying to jump into the arena that we in. Forget what y'all talking about, bro, and I say that respectfully. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order.
So there you have it. There you have it. People are waking up. People are waking up to the Democratic Party. You know, all I got to say is I turned 62. Inflation. I think we will get a 2.5% increase this year, which we need to be getting a 10% increase to keep up with inflation. And for him to call out people because people have woke up to the Democratic Party, is very low of him. Very low. He can stay angry. We don't care about you, Obama. You did nothing for us.
Let AI help you create faster with text-to-image tools.
Aurora, Illinois. Join us in taking the gospel to the ends of the earth today.
Hey,
For
you
seasonal
wobble.
job opportunities, click the link below.
Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to take a moment to come on to give a brief response to a video I saw today about President Obama speaking to a group of black men. He's campaigning for Kamala Harris. It's important to note it was a campaign speech, I think in the city of Pittsburgh, speaking to a group of black men and the brothers, black men like me and so many of you. But it was a speech, in essence, stating that as black men, as brothers, that there was some sort of an obligation, or at least an expectation by President Obama for black men to support Kamala Harris because we're black and she's black. But also, he suggested that if black men don't support her, that perhaps they have a problem with a woman in leadership. I thought about that and contemplated that for a little while and wanted to give a response for this reason, not a political response, but I wanted to give a response that is paternal. I want to speak as a father, but I also want to give a response that is pastoral concerning discipling people, discipling families, seeing people develop in the image and the likeness of God. And I just want to suggest that the challenge with that speech is that it suggests that pigmentation is more important than policy. And I think that the narrative of that speech was a little bit degrading to the identity of black men. It suggests that black men are not intelligent, free, and critical thinkers to vote our convictions apart from skin color. Let me frame this a little bit more. In 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, he spoke in his I Have a Dream speech. Very, very famous line. He says, "I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." And I believe that the narrative that President Obama is speaking right now undermines Dr. King's dream and suggests that we are in a nation, that he's suggesting that we are defined by the color of our skin and not the content of our character. If black men vote based upon the content of our character, knowing that we're created and made in the image of God, Psalms 139 verse 14, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. Genesis 1:26, we're created in God's image and his likeness. I just want to speak to the idea that a political suggestion and what tends to be political manipulation and dictating what the identity of a black man should be based upon him voting upon skin color, I think it undermines the identity of young black boys out there, young black men, and it undermines the construct of strong, intact black families. Let me say it this way: there are undoubtedly young men out there who don't have a strong father in the home like me, who don't have a strong pastor in their life like me to help them develop their identity and their character. Young men who are struggling with identity, struggling with even their self-esteem. I respect President Obama. He's a leader. He's a historical leader in the black community and a man of great influence. If a young man who does not have a strong father, a strong pastor, a strong mentor in his life hears a national leader like that speaking definition concerning what it means to be a black man, that can be incredibly damaging. That can undermine what it is that God intends for their lives. And so I just want to create some balance here and to speak from a different perspective to say that you are not obligated to have President Obama or James Ward or Ben Carson or LeBron James or anybody else dictate to you who you are and how you should behave for political reasons. Your identity comes through faith in God. God has defined your life in Jeremiah chapter 1. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, God knew you, He created you, He has purpose for you. Your identity is found in God and is not to be manipulated by the political ambitions and aspirations of politicians today. I just wanted to say that I have a heart and passion for families, to see fathers and families, and to see strong, intact Black families in particular. And we just don't need political leaders lecturing us concerning what it means to be a man and a father for political reasons in a way that undermines the role that God has called us into, to be servant leaders to our families. So I just wanted to say that again, with humility, with respect. I honor President Obama. I just don't do the disrespect thing and being sarcastic in any way. I don't attack character. I honor him for his role, but I do think that it's important for us as fathers and even ministry leaders to help create balance so that people have the opportunity to develop the way that God has called them to. The last thing I'll say is this: as citizens of the United States of America, Black men, like all other citizens in the United States, according to the founding documents of our nation, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, I also include the Mayflower Compact of 1620. According to those documents and what it means to be a citizen in America, you are free to go into the voting booth. That space is private and sacred, and it's an opportunity for you as an individual to exercise your inalienable rights. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. It's sacred space for you to go as an individual and to cast your vote and to exercise autonomy as an individual, to have a contribution to the future direction of this nation. And it is not up to anyone to dictate to you what those convictions are to be. Be encouraged, be blessed, be strong. I'll talk to you next time.
Hey, you wobber. If we say a woman should lead, then we need to stop doing leadership and let our sisters do all the work. As from Shatika, exactly 100, Martin Luther King basically spoke on the content of character and not by color, offsets what Obama is saying. According to Obama, men don't have to lead or have a choice. Obama just spat in MLK's belief. He sure did. A bruh can vote how they choose or not to vote, and sisters as well. Don't shame someone into the polls. Like I say, I can't wait till this election is over with. You know, these Democrats have sent their goons, their puppets, Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, all of these people to attack people, you know, that don't want to vote for Kamala Harris, which that should be your choice, whoever you want to vote for. But they want to make Black people feel as though since Kamala Harris is Black, that we're supposed to vote for her. I'm voting for whoever's got policies that I agree on, Democrat or Republican. And I do vote. I don't know what I'm not going to vote for a president. You know. Then I don't know what I'm going to do when I get in the voting booth. But I will vote because so many of our ancestors, they got holes down. They fought for us to have the right to vote. And so due to those people that died in vain for us, black people, to have a right to vote, I will always vote. And let me tell you something. Voting is powerful, even from the local elections, things that are on the ballots. Hey, Reese, how you doing? But shame on you, Barack. You know, we don't care about you. We don't care. You know, you're past tense. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care what you think. We do not care. You didn't speak on the situation in Ferguson. You didn't speak about Trayvon Martin. You spoke nothing. You said nothing about the black people that was murdered. You said nothing like George Zimmerman should have been found guilty. George Zimmerman was told to stay in his vehicle until the police arrived. And so, you know, I'm sick of these Democrats sending their goons trying to tell. Yeah, you're right, Jose. People should vote what they have done and what they will do. You know, the Democrats done really show their ugly true side. Y'all done come out in full force. If you say one thing about Kamala, they're gonna come for you. They're gonna come for you. If you see all of her speeches, they're all scripted. Poor thing, she's a puppet. You know. And really, I don't care. This is all entertainment for me. Harris and Trump are in a whole different league from us regular Americans. Okay. These people, they're living good. They got high salaries. They can't relate to the average person. Hey, APTV. They're out of our league. All of the senators, Congress, these people are getting $200,000 a year salaries. And most Americans only make, on the average, $40,000 to $50,000 a year. Barack Obama, oh, I ain't gonna say it, also known as Barry, you know, go somewhere and sit down. Don't try to tell black men who they should vote for. You are nobody's daddy. This is America. We don't have to vote for Kamala just because she's black. We should be voting for her for the content of her character. You diss Martin Luther King by telling people they should vote for Kamala because she's black. I can't wait until this election is over with. The Democratic Party has shown their true colors. The Democratic Party, what they stand for, and what has happened in the United States of America is wrong. Wrong. The Democratic Party opened the floodgates of hell. The floodgates of hell have been opened with letting all of these migrants come over here. They have opened the floodgates of hell. What they say is 20 million immigrants that have come over here? Let me tell you, 20 million immigrants. That's why our groceries are high. You know why? Because they're giving them EBT link cards with all kind of money on them. So you got 21 million immigrants that's been come over here, that's been given all of this money and food. That's why the prices are high. Because they've got the cards. They can go to the grocery store and spend $700 on food. And the regular American has to cut back on not paying a bill because of food costs, inflation. Hey, Bronze Flat Power God. And you're right, Jose. All people have to do is when you vote on what that person wants to do. Now, Joe Biden has said Kamala Harris has been right there with him. So do you want another 4 years of this? And this migrant situation is off the chain. All of these big cities that are being ran by Democrats are in trouble. Something ain't right somewhere. And ain't nobody got to come up with an excuse. Barack Obama to not vote for Kamala Harris. They're looking at her track record. Now, she gave stiffer sentences to black men of color, than she did Caucasian men. This is all documented, okay? Don't say she's like us, because you not like us neither. You might have the color, but you not like us. But I need to know, who in the hell do you think you are to tell people who they should vote for? And then you're saying, vote for Kamala. All black men should be voting for Kamala because she's black. So the Democratic Party sent their daddy, Barack Obama, to get us black folks in check. You know, they sent daddy out here to lecture the children. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Yes, women. Women have been carrying men's back for years. Yep, they sure have. But people have had enough of the Democratic Party, inflation, the migrant situation. We don't know who's been running the White House. You know, y'all kept that secret. You know, she's saying that she wouldn't change anything that Joe Biden did. So that means you can vote for her and have another 4 years with the floodgates of hell being open in the United States of America. We have people that have been affected by the hurricanes. American citizens, people that have been paying taxes, and all they can get is $750 from FEMA, but the migrants got bank cards, free housing, grocery cards. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I have nothing against the migrants. People have been coming to this country for years. Unfortunately, my ancestors came in chains, in shackles, okay? Unfortunately, Field Order 150, which is known as 1 acre and a mule, that Abraham Lincoln passed to help slaves that was freed. Abraham Lincoln's body probably wasn't cold, and Lyndon B. Johnson said, this ain't happening. So after that, nobody, Democrat nor Republican, never said we're going to give them so many acres and a mule. You can't make this stuff up. And see now, due to social media, which is awesome, which is great, you know, you can go online, you can see things that your local politicians and the president, you can see how they voted on different policies. You didn't even speak on black men, Barack Obama, when you were in office. You didn't address the stats that are shown more are being incarcerated. They get longer sentences. You didn't address those issues, Barack Obama, when you were in office. You get the reports. You address none of those issues that affected black men. Pull and frisk and different things. Roadblocks set up in black neighborhoods. The harassment, the police unaliving black men that we didn't have to watch on TV. I had to look at Eric Gardner being choked to death. You talked about none of those issues, Barack Obama. So you can take your behind somewhere and go sit down. You not my daddy. You not my master. I ain't your child. People are grown. They are doing their own research. And they don't like the Democratic Party anymore. Okay? And who are you? So they done called y'all daddy out to tell you Negroes, you black people, you black men, you know, basically you ain't nothing if you don't vote for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is one of us. Oh yeah, Barack. We was all happy that first term. We were so glad. But you let us know what you thought about us. Barack Obama said, you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that come from these experiences. Adding that Harris, who is Black and Asian America, is focused on policies that will benefit Black communities, such as affordable housing and health care. Now, Trump didn't pass any laws to help or hurt Black people. Matter of fact, Trump had Kanye, Larry Hoover's grandson, in the White House. He was really trying to help Chicago. I was all for Trump, saying, yeah, bring the National Guard in, get this under control, because these young kids done took over the streets of Chicago. Do something. They didn't want that. They didn't want that. So, he's trying to say Kamala grew up like us. No. She grew up in Canada, in a well-to-do area, okay? With money. She went to college with you. Well, she probably went to the HBCU school, applied as Asian, probably went for free. Understand the struggles. You better go do your research on how the policies in California that she had hurted people of color, okay? So I can't wait till this election is over with. Because I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff. They done sent y'all daddy to tell you Negroes to get in line. They got Roland Martin and D.L. Titty Hughley telling you who you should vote for.
All right, so will putting his fellow Black men on blast actually do the trick? Let's bring in former Democratic Ohio State Senator Nina Turner, former communications director for Trump's 2016 campaign, Brian Lanza, and Trump supporter, singer, and entrepreneur Ray J joins us tonight. All right, Nina, I want to start with you. You actually wrote an entire op-ed, very upset with Obama for this. Explain why.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. And it was in Newsweek, just really outdone by what President Obama said about Black men, to put them on blast like that for no reason. Black men have been the most supportive voting bloc, male voting bloc, of women running for president. When Secretary Clinton ran for president in 2016, she got over 80% of the Black man vote. For white men, it was about 32%. So which block of male voters deserve to be lectured to? Now, I want to back that up, Brian. I don't believe any voter should be lectured to. Voters have a right to choose who they want to vote for. But since President Obama wanted to go there, Don't do black men like that when they have been the most supportive. And guess what? Vice President Harris is going to enjoy the lion's share of black men voting. But what you don't do is come at black men in a condescending way, vilifying them and acting as though they don't have agency in this election. They do have agency, and they should be respected for their agency as men. He not their daddy. And he came at black men the wrong way, and I don't like it. And I served I served for President Obama, being a delegate for him in the great state of Ohio in 2008 and 2012. Ain't got nothing but love for the man. But loving this man and pointing out how wrong he is two different things. He talks down to black men, and it's unwarranted. Black men don't deserve it.
All right, you got an applause from Ray J, so I'm going to go to him next. You're obviously a Trump supporter, Ray J, but what upset you so much about this?
Well, I really don't say who I support. I mean, I got a lot of love for Trump, but I feel like that was just refreshing to hear, somebody have, the man's back in a lot of things, because, I think a lot of times we kind of get overlooked, but that was powerful. That made me feel good. No matter who people are voting for, it's your choice. It's, whatever perception or whatever perspective that, you go by, that's going to be good for your family. I just feel like instead of thinking about voting for the president, I think we lack right now in knowing who to vote for on the local level, right? Because you go in and you vote and you don't know that there's this ballot if you're voting for the first time, and everything
we only got
from the
one.
local level was confusing, and I think a lot of people might start guessing on who to vote for on the local level if they're not educated, and then you're waiting to vote for the president. So I think that's really important to me, is that when you're going out to vote, that somebody's kind of educating you on what's going on the local side, more so than anything in my.
Do you get backlash, Ray J? Do you get backlash from others in your community for supporting Trump, for liking Trump?
My mom does. my mom gives me hell, but again, I love my mom, and again, I respect Vice President Harris, and I think women are everything in the world, and I think we can't do anything without the skill, the brains, the love from a woman. So I have that instilled in my soul. Again, it's just when you're talking about voting and nobody really votes at a young age, when they got the ballot, like what am I doing? Do I vote for whoever told me they feel is good from the local side, or do I just start guessing? I think that's very dangerous, in my opinion, on sending people out to vote, not warning them on what they have to do on the local level.
Okay, so there you have it. But I'm going to end this show. I think Obama was wrong.
Perez, Hilton, I'm so thrilled to talk to you too.
You ain't my daddy. You not my master. I don't report to Barack Obama. And it shows the Democratic Party. They're bullies. They're bullies. Barack Obama just spat. He spit it on Martin Luther King's grave when he told us we should vote for Kamala Harris because she's black. We should be voting for somebody who has our best interest in mind. This is April Showers. I thank y'all for joining me today. Peace.